The Nazi Party in Germany committed countless atrocities, including killing 15 million innocent people, 1 million of which were under 18. Many have wondered how such a brutal party could have taken power. After World War I, there were a couple of factors that led to the upcoming Nazi Party taking power. The German people needed a strong political party to pull them out of the brink that was post-World War I, and the Nazi Party was a strong party to turn to. Long-term bitterness due to the Treaty of Versailles and the German political system, combined with a failing economy, helped the Nazi Party take power in Germany. Two associated things with Nazism are the swastika and Adolf Hitler. Hitler was a soldier that fought for Germany in World War I, even though he was from Austria. This was due to the fact that there were not enough Germans in Austria, which shows his nationalism towards the German people. After the war in 1919, Hitler joined the German Workers' Party. He rose to leadership through his captivating speeches that encouraged national pride, militarism, and a racially pure Germany. Before Hitler started to gain power, the Weimar Republic was in charge of Germany. The Weimar took power after World War I, when the Allies dismantled the existing German political system. In order to fill the gap, the German people voted for new parties that favored democracy. In February of 1919, these officials met in Weimar, Germany, to establish their new government. After the World War, the German people did not want to face the idea that they lost the war. However, the Versailles Treaty indicated just that. There's a call for Germany to give up its overseas empire and countless other humiliating things. Therefore, when the Weimar Republic signed it, many Germans blamed them and viewed the Republic with shame and weakness. This belief was backed up when the German government was too weak to get rid of the British blockade that was in place for months after the treaty was signed. The reparations agreement angered the German public even more. It called for Germany to pay for $70 billion to make up for all the damage of the war in Western Europe. The German public and government protested that was money that Germany did not even have, but the Allies threatened military action. The Weimar Republic reluctantly agreed to pay $33 billion in reparation. For many Germans, this agreement made it clear that the Weimar Republic was allowing Germany to be blamed for the entire war. Many saw this as a betrayal. The weakness of the new political party and the sense of outrage towards the German government from the German people made it simple for a new party to take the reins in Germany. One of the main parties to try to do this was the Nazi Party. This party appealed to Germans because they had a clear image in what Germany should be like, unlike the democracies in power. In 1923, Adolf Hitler and the Nazis tried to overthrow the local authorities in Munich. This was known as the Beer Hall Putsch, and it failed miserably. This resulted in Hitler being thrown in jail for a sentence of 5 years, with the eligibility of being released after one. While in jail, Hitler wrote Mein Kampf, which became the ideological base for the Nazi Party. Once Hitler was released from jail, he resurrected the Nazi Party and emerged as its sole leader. His goal was to develop a centralized and structured party that could compete in Germany's future elections. The Nazi Party focused on building a larger support base. Due to the lack of trust in the German political system, it was easier for them to gain support. In 1925, they had 2,700 members, which grew to 800 members in 1929. However, just as the Nazis were gaining power, the Great Depression had just hit the United States and brought worldwide economic, social, and physiological consequences. It hit especially hard in Germany, where the democracy in power was unable to cope with the national despair, as unemployment rose from 3 million to 6 million. The government was deadlocked on what to do, and for the next 3 years, no leadership would be able to count on the support of a majority of the Reichstag's members, and the political system was in tatters. The German people had had enough of weak political party in Germany. They needed a party that could bring Germany back to prosperity. They found that in the Nazi Party, who promised wealth, equality, and national rebirth. The German people, disillusioned with the failures of the center-left coalitions of the 1920s, were swayed by this new party that promised the benefits of both left-wing socialism and right-wing authoritarianism and nationalism. With slogans like Commonwealth before individual wealth, the Nazi Party broadcasted exactly what they planned to do, and the public liked that. In July of 1932, the Nazi Party won 37% of the Reichstag seats. This was a key moment where the tide of power slowly turned to the Nazi Party, and on January 30th, 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor. Barely a month after that, on February 27, 1933, the Reichstag building went up in flames. Nazis immediately claimed that this was the beginning of a communist revolution, and it prompted Hitler to convince Hindenburg to issue a decree for the protection of the people and state that granted Nazis sweeping power to deal with this so-called emergency. This marks when the first concentration camps were formed, and the Nazis began arresting communists and socialists. This gained the approval of most of the German public because they felt that someone was finally doing something about people trying to harm Germany. Unlike the passive ways of the Weimar government, action was finally being taken. On September 1st, 1939, Hitler invaded Poland and officially started World War II. However, he never would have taken power if not for some key factors that led to the Nazi Party taking power in Germany. These factors were due to long-term bitterness due to the Treaty of Versailles and the weak political system.
Make it nasty, drop it on.